Brand South Africa wants ordinary citizens, government officials and the business community to promote positive images of the country. The Global South African Network program aims to target mainly those citizens living and working abroad. The campaign will be done through a digital portal to allow users to tell their stories through posting on the site. Joining us to tell us a little bit more about this initiative in the midst of COVID-19 is Dr. Judy Smith Hohn, General Manager for Global Market at Brand South Africa. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. A very good morning to you. It's certainly a difficult time to promote any country, never mind South Africa, during this unprecedented time. You're making a special call for Brand South Africa to be promoted by those who are living abroad. What exactly will this plan entail?
As Brand South Africa, we're the official marketing agency of the country, and so we're always looking at promoting a positive reputation. And of course, reputation, it's a difficult time, but there are some very good things that I think South Africa has done in dealing with the corona pandemic, for example. And the network itself is really about recognizing that South Africans living and working abroad are often the first people that others meet when they talk about the country. So what you say as a South African living elsewhere has a huge impact on what people think of the country. And now that we have this, we've launched this Global South Africans platform because we also recognize how important it is for us to connect digitally and virtually, like you and I are now. And the platform is really a way to help people to connect, to get information, crucial information, to connect with each other on a virtual platform, to share their thoughts, their concerns, their insights on particular issues with each other as South Africans.
Now, how are you thinking that you could make this work in terms of the logistics and how it will work and how the portal will be accessible?
So the portal is essentially, you visit the portal, you register as a member. We take down you put down your details, your country of residence, for example, your short biography. And then essentially, once you become a member of the platform, you're able to connect, you're able to post stories on the website. Of course, these stories get vetted, but the stories do get posted, and you can then share your stories on that website. You can even connect with each other. So, for example, if you're a global South African sitting in Zambia, and you're interested in, someone sitting out, you can even connect with someone sitting in Canada. So you can connect specifically and individually with certain members of the platform. So the moment you register as a global South African, you're allowed to use the platform. We want it to be sort of a user-driven platform as well, because it's important that people take ownership of this process, and I think it's good that we can communicate with each other and use these tools that are at our disposal nowadays to actually connect.
With all the lockdown restrictions in place and people not being able to travel and bed and breakfast and hotels and the lodges that people visit only being restricted just for business visits in terms of guests, what sort of images do you want to promote about South Africa? What is the South African story that you want to tell, and with what mission and aim in mind?
South Africa is made up of many different elements. We want to, on the one hand, for example, promote South Africa as a continued attractive investment destination, for example, but we also want to promote it as a good place to study. And so it's not just about promoting South Africa as a tourism destination. We want to promote South Africa as a good business partner. When it comes to, there are other elements of the nation brand that we want to promote. For example, also our history of a peaceful transition. That is really quite phenomenal, and I think it's something that we continuously can promote. Our story of freedom. We sometimes also, we can promote, we would want South Africans to acknowledge and share the celebration of Youth Day, for example. We have our Heritage Day that we want people to connect with each other on. So there are many different ways in which we want, and many different elements that we want people to focus on. So it's from culture to business to the people.
Thank you so much. In terms of, just before we let you go there, in terms of the challenges that you're facing during this unprecedented time, and we know that travel in its essence is a huge contributor to the country's economy. I know you mentioned a number of other factors that you'd like to highlight throughout this digital portal and the stories and exchanges that you want to exchange during the process. But when it comes to your major challenges, the major challenges as Brand South Africa, what are some of those challenges?
Well, I mean, of course, I think, we have I think that the challenge is, I think, the unknown, that and this is a challenge that not just Brand South Africa faces, that the entire globe faces. No one really knows exactly when the vaccine is going to be found. No one really knows exactly when we're going to be able to open up entirely. And I think it's that uncertainty that I think all of us are trying to grapple with and trying to make the most out of. I think the challenges that we're facing domestically, of course, I mean, we've seen there's a rapid rise in coronavirus cases. And I think the biggest challenge there is trying to figure out how best to manage that while still also maintaining some economic activity. And I think that is something that we are all, it's a moving target, it's an organic process. And I think, the biggest thing that we've seen thus far is when people are coming together, when we come together, we are stronger together. And if we're all pushing for the same objective, then we're more likely to get there than if we're at loggerheads with each other.